This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Hello, I'm Sarah Donchie in for Juliette tonight. The city of San Francisco is getting ready to welcome people from all over the world for what is one of the biggest celebrations of the year. The annual Pride Parade is this Sunday on Market Street. It is a huge party in the streets, a celebration of self-expression. And there are a lot of events leading up to it, too. And that includes a trans rally and march, which began just a little while ago at Dolores Park. It's an opportunity not just to celebrate, but to protest, to stand up and support transgender rights at a time when that support is needed perhaps more than ever. Jose Martinez joins us live now from Dolores Park. Jose?
That's right. Well, the celebration continues here at Dolores Park. You can see people right behind me. They started gathering here around 11 a.m. for a variety of activities. We actually spent some time with some of them at a brunch where they were discussing all of this, more than 500 anti-trans bills that are running in different states here in our country.
For 4 decades, Ms. Billy Cooper has called San Francisco home.
So I've been at the beginning of all this. You know, I go way back. And I happily say that we have progressed so much within the social justice and social rights, and we have progressed so much in, you know, bringing communities together.
She's one of the dozens of transgender people that came together at the Women's Building for a brunch that marked the beginning of the Trans March celebrations.
Throughout the years, we've taken 2 steps forward and we've pulled back 4 steps. But today, as we stand here, there have been many positive legislation and laws passed for the LGBTQ platform, the communities, but we still are getting pulled back.
Kathleen Sullivan, the executive director of Open House, emphasized the commitment to advocating for the rights of the LGBTQ+ community.
Our community is under attack right now. Nationally, it's under attack, and internationally, it's under attack. And so opportunities like this for our transgender community, youngers and olders, to come together in celebration and get a little pampered, I think helps to really, sort of put fresh love into the soul of our community members.
That's why Ms. Billy Cooper decided to send a special message.
Hey, Governor Ron DeSantis. My name is Miss Billy Cooper, and I live in San Francisco City and County. And I'm a 64-year-old, unapologetically black, transgendered woman. A transgender woman that you are trying your hardest to shut down in my community, and the world is my community. So I have a message for you. Why don't you give me a call or send me an email so we can talk?
That's right, a really powerful message that resonates here and also is part of this march that's going all the way to Turk in Taylor Streets, and we're going to have those details later tonight. Back to you.
All right, Jose, thank you so much for that report and sharing all of their stories. We appreciate it. As we mentioned, the trans march is really happening as LGBTQ+ rights are under attack all over the country. The Human Rights Campaign says more than 500 bills restricting the rights of LGBTQ+ people were introduced in state legislatures this year. At least 75 were signed into law. And at City Hall in San Francisco, it was a big day for couples. 250 of them tied the knot today. One bride shared with us the importance of this moment that extends far beyond her own family.
I think it's important for people in other parts of the country, in small towns and red states, to be able to see couples like us getting married, celebrating Pride, and knowing that they're not alone.
Well, 8 years ago, many in the Bay Area celebrated. Gay marriage became legal in all 50 states, but there is growing concern that the Supreme Court could reverse that ruling. If that were to happen, Prop 8, which bans same-sex marriage, could come back to haunt California because technically it's still in the state constitution. State Senator Scott Wiener is one of several pushing to get rid of it once and for all.
And in California, it is so important for us to be crystal clear that we stand in support of equality and civil rights for LGBTQ people, and that means marriage equality, among other things.
A constitutional amendment is working its way through the state legislature. It's expected to go before voters in November of 2024. In less than 2 hours, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will flip the switch for the grand lighting display called Welcome. It casts powerful laser beams across San Francisco in rainbow colors. It's returning for a second year. But a dispute is brewing between its creators and an artist who insists they copied her work. So this is a shot of each of them side by side. We spoke to both parties about the fight that could end up in court.
To some, it may look like simple beams of colored light, but for visual artist Yvette Mattern, it is her signature work. Inspired in part, she says, by a real-life rainbow she saw dancing across a pond in Massachusetts, and spurred to life later by the election of President Barack Obama.
I related very much because I'm mixed race like Obama, and I think a lot of people of color were just jubilant, to finally see something like this.
Titled Global Rainbow, Mattern first displayed the laser light installation in 2009, projecting across downtown Manhattan on Martin Luther King Day.
I just wanted to do a work that had nothing to do with division. I wanted to do a work that had everything to do with inclusion and togetherness.
She took her work all over the world, touting it as a symbol of diversity. Until one day in 2022, she says someone told her about a laser light display in San Francisco, a miles-long beam of rainbow-colored lasers called Welcome.
I was very upset, because I was like, my God, this is my work. Like, what's going on? And it was honestly, it had always been a dream of mine to present my global rainbow in San Francisco. So it was kind of a double whammy.
It was presented by Illuminate, the nonprofit behind the Bay Lights, a massive LED light sculpture that once sparkled along the San Francisco Bay Bridge. Mattern says she reached out to its founder, adamant that they directly credit her for the Pride display, which she says she has a copyright for.
She's wrong. She can't get in my mind. She doesn't know the truth. I know the truth of the installation. You'll see hundreds and hundreds of photos from across the city that have a power, a potency, a context of San Francisco that are just not even close to anything that she's ever done.
Ben Davis, Illuminate's founder, insists he has done nothing wrong and pointed to the group's website, which lists Mattern as an artist who came before us. It was little consolation to Mattern, who says she's lawyered up and sent letters asking Illuminate to pull the project.
And I was like, no, I'm not a historical contributor. Like, it's my work.
I think many works in the realm of art can be considered similar, but does someone own the right to take a laser beam, turn it into color, and say that's mine and no one else in the world can do it? I don't think so.
Copyright attorney Lawrence Townsend says ideas are not protected under the law, but the way an artist expresses them can be.
It's discerning the difference between the idea, which anybody should be able to do, of projecting the rainbow colors on the sky with lasers, and what is actually something beyond that is original expression, that is something that the artist has created that goes beyond that mere idea.
If he does not credit me as the artist of this work, I will take him to court, because I will not accept this. I just won't.
Illuminate is set to debut Welcome tonight around 9 p.m. at Harry Bridges Plaza on the Embarcadero. They say this year's display will have double the amount of lasers as last year's. Security is really top of mind at this year's Pride Parade. SFPD knows that, and their focus, they say, on making sure everyone stays out of harm's way. It's calling in extra officers to staff Pride events this weekend. It's even canceling their days off. Police say they are on such high alert because of increased anti-LGBTQ rhetoric around the country.
This week is truly a celebratory time in the city and county of San Francisco. Pride Weekend is one of our biggest, probably our very biggest event, and it's really where we showcase the diversity that this city has to offer, and the fact that we really are a safe haven for the LGBTQ community.
Now to some of your other headlines from around the Bay. San Francisco police are looking into a deadly shooting that happened at the Powell BART station. Investigators didn't say what exactly led up to the shooting, but they did say they think it was targeted. Police say they found the suspect trying to leave the area in a taxi. And San Francisco's district attorney will not charge the man arrested in connection to a gun battle on the Embarcadero. 6 people were hurt in a rolling shootout between 2 cars last Sunday. A 33-year-old man was arrested today, though. DA Brooke Jenkins said there was not enough evidence to prosecute, but that the investigation is still very much ongoing. Parents who lost children to tragedies tied to social media are speaking out about the dangers of the digital world. Some of them got together today at a monument in Orange County, pushing for the Kids Online Safety Act, a bill aimed to protect the safety of kids on the internet by increasing surveillance and restricting certain information.
It requires that these social media companies have a duty of care to our children when they are creating these products. In the case of my son, he was anonymously cyberbullied. Those products continue to cause cyberbullying and suicides.
The bill is currently making its way through the Senate. Pop star Doja Cat launching her first ever North American tour this fall. She's kicking it off in none other than San Francisco. Good choice. Her tour will start at Chase Center on October 31st, and then she'll set off on a 24-date tour all over the country. Doja Cat will be joined by rappers Ice Spice and Doechii. Thank you so much for watching. The news continues streaming on CBS News Bay Area. We'll see you here at 11.